Hey, it's been a while. Um, a month or two ago, I woke up to a notification on my phone, and I saw that this game is shutting down. Um, which this video is about. I haven't made videos in like a few years now, not because um, well, I've just been busy. I have a lot of unlisted videos, which are like for school projects and all sorts of stuff. But I just haven't really had motivation or any ideas to do YouTube. And that's fine, for me at least, because YouTube was always more of like a thing I did sometimes when I felt like it. When I was a lot, like very much in Rec Room and played it like a lot, I was very motivated to make YouTube because of Muggus British, who I played a bunch with, and we hung out so often. And so for that reason, I just made a lot of YouTube. This video is kind of going to be a video for myself, where I will be going through a lot of what I've done and the things that I've seen, and just thinking back on experiences that I've had. So this might be a long one, it might not be super entertaining, but this video is also mostly for me. And if you want to come along and hear some stories about what I've witnessed, what I've experienced and seen in this game, then you're welcome to come aboard. And fittingly, I want to start with my dorm room. My dorm room right now, I have made to be kind of like a mixture of the original, as well as like what I've made before, and some of my inventions that I'm most proud of. So, over here we have my, just a few. I always really loved the quests, and therefore I have put a sword and shield there, as well as an invention I made for one of Mook's challenges. There's also a picture of me and two of the Swedish guys that I played a bunch with, where we've gender swapped for the funsies. In general, I was working on a dorm that was very pirate themed, hence the barrels and like the aesthetics and the windows and the doors, which I'm very happy about how far I got, like with the rum under the bed. McQueen is one of my most recent inventions, and it's crazy for me to say that because like I made him in 2023, which when I realized that, I was so shocked, because that's so long ago, but still it's one of the most recent things that I really made here on this game. But he's also kind of my best work. Hold on, let me get into frame if I can. If I can. Whoopsa. I mean, I know he's not the prettiest. He's got a lot of rough edges and some things that are clipping through and stuff, but he really is like my best invention that I've ever made, and I am really proud of him, and I'm really glad that that title goes to Lightning McQueen, because as you guys may know, I am a huge Cars fan. I assume most of the people who see this know something about me. So, but if you don't, well, this is me. Yeah. This thing was also really fun to animate. I loved doing like the wheels and stuff, and in general, just like posing with them. Rec Room is one of the few places where I really feel like I got to understand and like be able to create things. And that's just something that I really enjoyed. Over here we have a table with a bunch of the original Rec Room things, which is nice. I wanted that in here for my final dorm. I have touched it up since lightsaber I made. I'm not gonna do much with it, but I am gonna make it work. I did this for a, what's it called, building competition, where I made a room that we'll take a look at later and plan things. And then my real life plushie, Red is his translated name. I have had this guy since I was like 3, so seeing him and getting him made in Rec Room was pretty nice. I didn't make him. It was one of my good friends at the time called Floof. Really talented builder, but also really fun to work with. This is like my first invention, and it looks so weird, and it's like so ugly, but it's like a house. Let me try and see if we can. Yes. So we did this thing where we made roleplay houses, and this is like one of the first ones. It's very empty. We'll take a look at what like they actually turned out to be later. Then here is R9V5, a droid that I tried making in that building class thing. Whoa, shadows. Woo! So I'm pretty proud of him as well. The head shape, his general shape is so difficult to hit. So for that reason, he's not the prettiest, but he is. And then these 3 trophies. We got the graduation trophy for the building class, a best map trophy, and a best student trophy. I'm very proud of both, though, that one and that one, obviously. Yeah, so these are just like, we'll take a look at the room that I made to earn these later. But for now, we'll move on to the other things. So, we also have a mini model of my castle that we also will take. We'll take a look at a lot of things later. So this is ripped straight from there. And then also I have a shelf here with Lightning McQueen's tires. We got the Lightyear ones, and then I also made the white ones, wall tires. And I'm honestly really proud of like both tires here. And I think both of them came out really well. I really love like the whole thing. So that's nice. I also made a Star Wars Imperial sort of inspired dorm room, which we will take a look at. I have put it out here. So I put it out here and scaled it down a bit, but basically this was it. You had the weekly challenges here, and then this is where you had the community board thing. And then we have a poster for me and my cousin's parkour map, which we made, which I'm still pretty proud of, and did not get enough visits compared to what I think it should have gotten. But on the other hand, it wasn't the best parkour map. But then again, I've played a lot of parkour maps that's gotten like so much like attention. So I think it's just which weren't like that great. So I don't know. It was probably some techniques that we didn't know about. Then this is where the mirror was, of course. It obviously isn't here due to the fact that this isn't the actual dorm room, but just like the skin for it. Shelves that we made. I know, it's not very crazy at all. It's just the shelf, but whoa, red glowing buttons. I like the floor pattern. That feels very, very Star. And the wall stuff as well. Oh yes, the door to the rec center over here has this touchpad thing that I cannot press. Oh wait, I can. I just need to let go. Here. Boop. And then it opens, and then this is a door to like an Imperial Star Destroyer map, and then that would be the rec center door. We also have an elevator, which I did not figure out how pivot things worked yet. So it's very wonky. And in here there are 2 buttons which would hold on, make it go up. And if we go upstairs, it does go up. And there's also a door here, which you'd had to open, which is just that copied. And then up here, you had some things here. A room where I had a bunch of armory and stuff. Like, we had armor and, yeah, well, weapons. And then we had, like, a map over a Death Star here. Or, I think maybe it was a Star Destroyer. I'm not sure. And then here is where the window was, which isn't very complete because the window is supposed to be here. So that's like my old dorm room, and then I ditched that for the pirate theme that we have in here, which I also very like. I was very into pirates at some point and ships. But again, I never really finished this. I got really far with it. I still love the patterns up here. It's so nice. It's very aesthetic. I lack better words than aesthetic. I'm sorry. Right. We can use this as the backdrop. My avatar. I haven't changed much. I got changed to my hair in real life, so I've reflected that in game as well by, you know, picking a closer one. And then I also dyed my hair recently to match the red. It's faded again. It's gone. But I like it on the Rec Room character. So I think it's fine that it's here. So yeah, that's my dorm room. I also, I cut this part of the wall due to the map. I really wanted to be able to see the map here. New construction, huh? Wonder what that will be. I think that, I know I want to show a bunch of things and take a look at a bunch of old things that I've made. But I honestly think that the most fitting place to go next is probably to go back to one of the oldest places that I've been. And I need to try and see if I can find it, because it's kind of odd. It's a weird one. In a way that it's like not very good, but it probably was, maybe it was good for the time. I was not very old back then. Right. So, as you can see, it's a Trick or Treat map. I got my PlayStation VR headset a very long time ago, and I I was a junior account back then, so I couldn't really say much. But when I got out of being a junior account, this is one of the first games I played, and I played this on my birthday with my cousin, who would later be the one I made that choral parkour thing with. So this was like 2019, I think. But basically, what you would do is that you'd go around and you would trick or treat. I'm actually not sure if it... Yes. And then sometimes you'd get candy, like hello. And other times you would not get candy. And how it worked was that you would... you'd go around, you'd trick or treat, and then it would probably randomly pick... I am losing a bunch of candy right now, but... Man... Did that even get me or lose me anything? I don't even know. So, what you would do is that after collecting a certain amount of candy, you would go up this, mountain. I have minus 10 candy. Yeah, there it is. The top of that house thing there. You'd go up there, and then you would get a chainsaw, and then you would come down, and you would just kill as many as you could. And I remember someone jumping down there, and then I would run in here where people were hiding, and I was small. Like, I was down here, and then I would scare them, despite them probably seeing me coming. But they were very nice. I was very young, so they were treating me like the child I was, and probably also just, like, being kind to me. So this is one of my first, like, online experiences. I like that the leaderboard is in the church. What do we got here? Marius with... Holy shoot, that's a bunch of candy. Probably not. Maybe legitimate. I don't know. I can't say. You probably get candy from, like, getting people with the chainsaw. So this again, one of the oldest rooms that I ever played. Now, this was, like, more rec room wise. I didn't only play this, though. Yes. My very first favorite, Murder v2. Okay, so, I have entered the tutorial, and I have chosen that I do not care for the tutorial. So basically, this game is about a murder. It's a classical mystery game, basically. But one murderer you can only kill during blackouts, which is his now, due to me being a murderer in the tutorial. And then you would go around, you would find clues in here, I think, and then when you had enough, the police would get called. There's different rooms that I cannot show you, other than stick my hand in here and show you, like that. Which is a shame. So, and then this in here, as far as I remember, this is the... Yes, this is the hall. This is where the police gets called and you need to get and stuff. In this game, I met someone, and I do not remember his name. This is like start quarantine, I think. Maybe before I think it might have been 2019. So I'm unsure because it's so long ago. But basically, this is the game where I got like my first guy that I was like, oh, this guy is cool, and where I got on here and like I played for several hours and stuff. And like a lot of other people, the guy he hopped off at some point, and I've seen him on rarely since. I have seen him sometimes, and I have said hi to him once, but I'm unsure if he even remembered me. Which is fine. He wasn't one of the closest, he was just one of the first. They made a third murder game that I used a bunch of time in as well, and showed my friends. And got a bunch of new memories in there, but just like the murder franchise, room series as a whole is just something that matters a lot to me, because I'm not sure how much Rec Room would have caught me if it hadn't been for this, so yeah. Good stuff. Now we need to go on to one of my big first rooms. This is where Rec Room for me really kicked off. I hope to bring my friends together for the final day of Rec Room. This one is definitely one we'll come back to. You might recognize this. And this is Test Parkour V2. This is a room I played when my cousin first got his VR headset. And while we were playing, we were climbing, I believe, this one, maybe this one. We definitely did them all. And we met a Swedish guy who was called Viggo. Well, he was called Rabbit at the time. And he was chill at the time. I liked him, he was cool enough, but my main focus was on my cousin. But right over there, hold on, it's back, isn't it? Hold on. Over here is the expert course. And this was added around that time, and I decided that today would be... yeah, this was known as the expert course. I don't know if they still call it that even, but I would hop back in and I would try and beat this, because this was my goal. I really wanted to beat this. This was like, climbing has always been something that I really loved in this game. Always. Man, this was a challenge. I was like, I need to get on here, I need to show them what I got. So I got on here and I climbed this thing, and soon after I saw a certain rabbit. And we started talking there, and that's when I really started to talk with him. Which was great, of course. we played and still play sometimes today. So that's really that's like this game is where a bunch of like my memories began. And climbing has always been a blast to me. Like, I would go on climbing right now, but I think right now is just taking it in and just like... Actually... Sure, why not? Let's climb a thing here. So, I am thinking that we should do one of these three. Because let's do the black and red one. It's a classic, I've done it so many times. And, I do like it. So, basically, climbing in this game is about launching and catching yourself more than it is actually climbing. And that's not very realistic, but it makes it so that you can really just launch yourself. And if you can predict, like, if you know where the next one is, you can really just, like, get going there. I hope the perspective isn't too bad. This is Rec Room's auto thing. And I could probably do something to reduce it or make it better. But I haven't been on this, like, I haven't recorded in this game since a few years ago. So, I am very rusty in both climbing and also, well, I mean... The more skill there is, the more rust it takes to really throw you off, you know? And when it's something that you've done a lot, it's rare that you really, like, lose that skill. But yeah, recording-wise, and angle-wise, I hope it's manageable. If not, sorry about that. Oh, I should have... Hold on. Let's see here. We're gonna switch course. That one over there is the one that I actually took a picture on, and I'll show you that picture. Oh no. Okay, so we missed that. That's fine. These are easy. Like, they want you to climb them, but you can really just, like, skip them. I know that was very indecisive of me. Oopsies. I could probably have climbed the one I was climbing and then gone to this one from there, but whatever. It's not all of my friends who were really into climbing as well. I know some of them found it tedious and really also quite difficult. So it wasn't always that when some of us would be like, oh, let's go climbing, some of them would be like, haha, what about we don't? One of my friends called Victor, who's also, I think, been in one of my videos or two. I don't remember, actually. He's not always been the biggest climber. There's taking a picture here where I am the guy with the brown hair and the, this guy. The guy in the Bob Ross outfit, as we called it, that's my cousin. And then the guy with the, I want to call it red, the red hat is Rabbit, and my first interaction with him. So, now, Rabbit knew a guy, and there's a bunch of lore on their side too, but Rabbit, he took me around and showed me some places. You might know this one, it's Taco Lake House. Now, Taco Lake House, we've been here, and there's a bunch of, like, different, like, versions of it. There's the winter one, and this is the summer one, I believe. Yeah. And Vigo and I, Vigo, who is Rabbit, we like to go up here and then pretend we were streaming. He would set up his Rec Room camera above this table here, and then we would sit here, and then we would do the most natural thing you could in this couch, review Rec Room foods, and that was fun. Now, this is also where Vigo introduced me to Victor. He showed me here. And at first Victor was just like, oh, he's one of your friends. But then I started talking to Victor, and Victor revealed that he was very much into Star Wars. And I'm very much into Star Wars. Well, I was at the time. I've been kind of lacking recently on watching the different things, the different series. Look, there's water guns. Stop. Yeah. So we used that as well. I think there's a trampoline up here, but I'm not sure if that's this version of it. Oh, yep, there it is. I see it. But yeah, and we talked a bunch. We talked a bunch. And look, there's a whoa! Oh gosh, there's a rope there that you can catch if you're good, which I'm not right now. I just need to. Whoa! Catch it! Catch it! Catch it! Ah! I got it. And there's a plushie up here that you can grab and like. Anyway, Victor and I, we both really like Star Wars, and we went around and checked out some different Star Wars maps. Now, unfortunately, I do not have enough people to start this myself, but this is the lobby for a game called Star Wars Galactic Assault. I played this with my good friend Victor and Floof. And we played this a few times, and it's basically just PvP but in a Star Wars location. And it was honestly really, really fun. At first, it was just Victor, and I think Rabbit. Maybe my cousin was there too. I'm unsure about that. But and then someone joined who was known as Floof. And we didn't know Floof at the time, but what I did notice was that Floof was on the floor. Floof was sliding on the floor. Hold on, let me, all the way down here, and shooting people. I believe Floof was maybe sitting down and not having seated mode on. I don't even know if seated mode was a thing at that point. And we'd shoot. I got really mad. I was like, "Get off the floor! Get off the floor!" I was not having it. But we ended up talking, and we made a group chat on WhatsApp where we started chatting, and it led to us wanting to actually do some Star Wars roleplay. There's one place that that happened, and that happened a lot. Let me take you there. As some of you might be able to tell, this is the Millennium Falcon. Right now it's dark. It always starts off as being very dark, but it seems like the day-night cycle is already shifting to day. And this is truly a fully functioning Millennium Falcon. And this Falcon was our main base. We made our OC our OC characters, which were all probably very silly. They were absolutely very silly. R2, love the addition of him. He's so dangerous. He's so dangerous. If you step in front of R2, you fall through the floor in this. And it would happen so many times that we'd be role-playing, and Victor would stand in front of R2 and fall through the floor. But overall, this place is really detailed. So well made. There's a bunch of cables, and there's the board game, and it's just very finished, which also made it a great place for us to roleplay. And it's just so, like, well, the store wasn't always here. Well, oh, I need to move. This wasn't always here, obviously. But we didn't come here often anyway, so it's like, it's fine. We stopped. We hadn't really been role-playing much when the custom shirts came out. But man, we did so much. This was a great excuse to like do some like both some Star Wars world exploration, but also just like get into this world and use this as like a role-playing like base. There's also the engine room here where we would go in if stuff was broken and fix things, and then we called these orb things that we didn't know what were the shield generators because they looked odd, and then this was the engines, which it is. These are directly connected to the outside. Like the whole thing is very well made, as said earlier. This is the exit, and then down here's the cockpit. And cockpit is obviously where we used a bunch of the time. Daytime, well, Victor had this thing where he would fly through the windows because that was easier. After he bought the flying things, he was just like, oh, we're starting in the cockpit. So he would fly up here, and it became a joke to us that like, hey, how dare you destroy the windows, man? We need to pay for the windows again and again and order new windows for this thing. And how it ended was that we we made a scenario, which was just Victor and I. Floof couldn't make it that day, where we were flying and entered a racing competition and won it. And the prize was unlimited window repairs. And we had, oh yes, so when we were flying, we had, of course, the wheels, and then these were our hyperspace. So how we did it was that one was up and one was down, and then we would count down, and the guy who was down would go up and hit the photo light, which would make the whole thing light up like this. Hold on, let me press it so you can see. Off, on. And that would be us going into hyperspace, because, you know, wham, light. And then we would do the same. The other guy would then turn it off. So that way we were like using the button to go into hyperspace and stuff. And then we would be like, oh, Victor, we need to go into hyperspace. Boop, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Victor, get the landing gear. That blue button down there, that's the landing gear. And I would keep an eye out. I would look for if Victor had pressed that button. If he hadn't, I would be like, Victor, press that landing gear. And then sometimes we crashed because of that. Like sometimes we would just like, flonk. Another cool thing, we have unlimited windows, so I don't care, is down here. Here it is at daytime. We can also fly up so you can see it from above. It's very well made. I forgot to show the cannons. We'll get back to that. Over here, we have this door-looking place. This is where Super Mario Brothers were. The pizzeria they had, which they apparently had, was here. And we would go here and we'd get pizza, order pizza sometimes, and then we'd go back to the Falcon and eat it. And there was a bunch of stuff. We had Mandalorian shenanigans and Endor, and sometimes we switched what part of the timeline we were in. We were mainly in like, we switched a lot. I do not remember what timeline we were in, but I think we were in Imperial timeline and stuff. Maybe First Order? Cannons! Let me show you these cannons. So in here, of course, it's in the Falcon. And then in this gap, you squeeze through here. Seat number 1, seat number 2. You grab this ladder and you go up, and then you... Can you stand here? No, you hold yourself. Oh, you hold yourself, or else you just get booted up here, which we don't want. So we hold here, and then we position ourselves underneath this, and then we act like we're shooting with the other hand. We're like, oh, he's got one. Victor, go to the cannon, stuff like that. There's also down here, which was, you can stand on this cannon here, which makes being here a lot easier. But basically, as soon as you have the flying, you don't need to do any of that. You can just like position yourself, and it looks way better from your perspective because you aren't like, your body isn't in your view, so you just kind of have to imagine that you're sitting down. But like, the cannons are wonky, I know, but like, other than that, we did a lot of this, and we'd go to a lot of different rooms. Like, the role-playing was both like a way for us to like roleplay, of course, see some like be in the universe, but also just explore a bunch of Star Wars Rec Room maps. Really see some of the really talented people, and some of the less talented too. We've also been to a lot of Rec Room maps that were kinda ass, but everything had their charm, and some of them were very simple, and some of them were very, very good. And we used each of them to our advantage. We've been to Jabba's place a bunch of times, man. And so, man, it's kind of crazy because the Falcon, to me, as a ship, is now incredibly valuable to me. This at first, when we started role-playing, I got the small Millennium Falcon Lego set. And a few years later, I saved up and I got the big one, the UCS Millennium Falcon. And before we did this, my relation, like, I didn't really have much mind to... Whoa, good morning! I didn't really have much mind to the Millennium Falcon as a ship. It was cool, of course, it was Han Solo's ship, but at that time, the coolest ship was the Jedi Starfighters, and you could not change my mind on that. But no, the Falcon just really, like, did something with all this role-playing and stuff. And it just earned itself a place in my heart. I wear a bunch of red flannels, mainly, in real life. And I have my pins on the pocket. And one of the pins is a Millennium Falcon, not to show my interest in Star Wars, but to commemorate Rec Room, especially because I don't have any Rec Room pins. So yeah, the Falcon is a symbol for a bunch of my whole Rec Room experience. And just like journey, I want to call it as well. The two Swedish guys, Victor and Biggo, as well as Mook is British, really like taught me a lot about being social, and ended up really like preparing me for being social with people who had the same interests as me. But I think we're getting a little too ahead of ourselves. I am. You're not. You're great. You're doing great. Thank you for still being here. I am getting too much ahead of myself, so as much as I just want to stay here. Where's the ambience, man? Maybe it's under music? I have music turned off for this because usually it doesn't make sense. Yes. You hear that? I have a video, I think, on YouTube, which is just 10 minutes of this background noise. Because it's just like, it hits a spot. The R2 noises. Let me take you down there. Again, free Windows. For some reason, that's music. I don't know why. But that and just like the different doors opening. I saved that, lol. Now, at the time I was playing a lot with my cousin who was on here known as Yuno, and he was also, like, he'd gotten so much into Rec Room, he really wanted to become a RecTuber. And one of the ones that he really looked up to was Mook is British. And Mook was doing this climbing video. This wall right here on epic rock climbing is the hill that I met Mook is British on. He was climbing here, and I, with my amazing climbing skills, just kind of caught up to him and started talking to him. And just like my cousin, aka Yuno, had figured out, Mook is British was a really cool dude. It still is. But at the time I was like, holy shit, this guy is so cool. He really just became my idol. Like, holy shit. you'll notice that at some point during my videos, my accent became very British, and that's because, one, I spent so much time with him. I don't know if I'm still in camera frame right now. I think I might have dipped from the... Yeah, I am. Hold on. We're climbing. I don't know. He really just, like, seemed so cool to me, and he was doing RecTubing, right? Like, when I first met him, he had, I believe, 200 subscribers, and I was with him until he got to 1,000, which he didn't really get further than that because of school, which is honestly always such a fair reason for you to, like, stop and pause your YouTube. And I don't know. While climbing with him, he seemed to have a really good time. Of course, I can't tell his story, but I just know that afterwards he was like, yo, like, he was cool with us, like, with me adding him, and we started talking so much, and, like, at first I was like, hey, I was very awkward, I think, but I don't know, I think he just, I don't know why, I don't know what, he saw, but I'm just very happy that he was like, yo, this guy's cool. I assume. Because we did a lot of things afterwards. Like, he made that climbing game, and I made a video on it, which, you can watch if you want to. It's a few years ago. All of this is a few years ago. But yeah, so Mugis British is really just, like, one of the reasons that one of my big reasons to get on this game as well, because he made so many fun events and so many fun... He had these subscriber specials where he'd get subscribers on and he'd do some pretty cool events that honestly were so much fun, and he would, like, despite not being very big, I feel like he... I don't know. It was just always a blast, and I loved when he streamed, because it was always like, oh, Mugis British is streaming, we should get on and, like, play some more Rec Room, and join him and stuff. And sometimes it was the same game, sometimes it was Freeze Tag. I won't take us to Freeze Tag, but Freeze Tag was definitely one of the games that George played a lot on his streams, and it was always fun. Like, I don't know. It was just a great reason for us to get on. We did try and roleplay with Mugis British, but, I don't know. It just never really caught on as much. There were probably some things there. But Floof and I, we continued for a long time as well. And oh, this is there it goes. And yeah, I'm probably falling too fast. I'll look down, then you should... Yeah, hi! Oh, am I landing in the... What is this? Ah, never mind. But yeah, we didn't stop role-playing, and we started wanting to make our own places for role-playing. So we started creating and building. Because sometimes there just wasn't what we were searching for. People hadn't made it. This is the house that I showed you guys earlier. But Star Wars. We each had our own rooms so that we could, like, roleplay that we were living together. This was Floof's room? I believe this was Floof's room, yeah. Oh yeah, no, the bricks. This was definitely Floof's room. And then this was her bed, and that was the... There's an old holotar here that's broken. This was Yuno's room. He also got a room in here. Despite not role-playing as much with us. This is my room. I went for a red bed because I like red, if you haven't noticed, and then a sci-fi computer, whoa, Star Wars, not really, and then good old blaster and lightsabers. Anakin and Obi-Wan's, but that's Luke's. Maybe that was Luke's. I don't remember if I meant to do Luke's. And we got Victor. Oh, I definitely did Luke's, who had 2 Obi-Wan lightsabers. And a more modern PC, not very Star Wars. And then we had the kitchen. Whoa, kitchen. Wow, this is a mess. Can't believe we saved it like this. Look at this. And then R2, who this is my first time I animated something. This is the same model from the Falcon. I made him peek into the bathroom. That's insane, dude. And then we had some TV here with a button to activate the cantina music from Star Wars. And dining table with sci-fi stuff. And then I'll show you guys the bathroom now that R2 is done, which is also very modern. We didn't really... As you can tell, we didn't have much respect for... the authenticity of the things that we were using. But it worked, you know, it was a place that we lived, and Star Wars. So, this is our first version, and we had a few different versions of this. I won't go through all of them, because it's all the same house, but modified. We called it Chill House, which is already, like, something. Yeah, Star Wars Chill House. Cars House. What is this? I made an Undertale chill house? That's insane. Another thing we did was that we also made like a Venator Star Destroyer for a Clone Trooper roleplay we did, which I also want to go. So we're going. So, for this, I think this is the hangar first. Yeah, we used a lot of inventions for this, which means that we didn't make all of it. I think we made... no, we definitely got this as an invention as well. And then this too. This is so we did not make this at all. But we used it, because we weren't actually going to publish any of this. We were just using it to roleplay. And we made our own Clone Trooper Legion as well, which the costumes were in here. We spent a lot of time customizing these guys to be like red. This is mine. I got to be the leader, the captain. I think it was either captain or commander. And then we had Victor, who had the visor, and then I think this was Vigo. And then this was... I actually don't remember who was who. I just remember this was mine. Again, lightning, ka-chow. And then over here we have bunk beds. This is where we slept. It's bunk beds. Nothing more to it. But these are definitely a little... No, they're also very modern. Wow. So yeah, very, very... identical hallways and stuff, which I guess is kind of Star Warsy. This is the shooting range, where we got some different... Floof made these, and then we would... Floof made a lot of this, but targets stuff... Oh, reload your weapon, sorry. More here with blasters, and then pow, pow, I'm not really, there we go. And then some other ones here. So, like, a lot of the basics for what was needed for, like, this kind of roleplay. And then, of course, the hangar. The, yes. Not the hangar, sorry. The, don't remember what it's called. I can't believe that. I made this, this hyperspeed, thing. I don't remember what this button does. Is this it? Yeah, that's it. Look at that. And then shoom, and then boom. It's fine. I definitely know now how I could have made that disappear completely, because as you can see, it's not fully gone. It's actually very visible still, but I had a hard time getting it far enough away that it would disappear, which it doesn't. And then we have the mic, so we could like broadcast to everyone, and then this would sound the wow wow alarm. And down here we got like those, and Again, this cockpit, not cockpit, this main area as well as invention. We didn't make this. Now, we did actually want to make something, and we joined the Star Wars Jedi building class, it was called, where I got all the those trophies. And we decided that we were gonna make the Bad Batch's dorms on Kamino. And you get to see how that looks now. This is probably my best creation, like, ever. And I made this together with Victor and Floof. Again, I have to absolutely point attention to the sniper rifle that Victor made. Victor was bound by strict parents and not a lot of time being able to be online, whereas Floof and I, we had more time. So this sniper here is some of the best work that Victor did this whole time. And it's honestly, like, I say that in the most positive way I can. He learned so much while making this sniper, and it's really, like, impressive how far he got during this whole class. Like, he went from being okay to being, like, close to where Floof and I were, which was honestly very great. Like, man, a bunch of all the characters here are made by Floof. Floof is definitely the expert when it comes to making these type of characters. And then, of course, we have the surrounding area with the... at first, we made, like, basically just like a normal Kamino dorm, and then we started personalizing it. And animating the guys, and honestly, it turned out really well with all the wires, and there's some different weapons here. I meant to, like, upgrade them to be able to fire and stuff, and then you could buy being able to grab them for tokens and stuff, but, you know. Then over here we got the hammock for Echo, I think? I don't remember, I'm so sorry. Then we got the Wrecker lifting the droid. Wrecker is one of my favorites, so... God, I hope that's his name. But then we also made a few secrets, because of course this is very nice. I made the rain here, which I'm very proud of, very happy with it. Also made that it looks like it continues out in the side, so like, whoa. But yeah, we also had a few secrets. If you press this, it will open, and here we have credits. So JBC stands for Jedi Building Class. They're old holotars, so they're kind of broken, but they're actually working better than most. So on the left we have Floof, in the middle we have my old avatar, which is basically this, but with the short, some called emo hair. And then on the right we have Victor, and then we got some advertising for the Jedi Building Class and the usual like and subscribe things. So this was the first secret, and this was the only secret there was until we won the event. So if we go over here to this crate and we press this, because we wanted to include the trophy, so we press here and then bam. And none of this I feel like is very disturbing to the overall, like, room, which is, like, something that was very important to me, because, like, this still needed to be as perfect while also putting these here. Like, I was considering putting some of them up there on these shelves, but I ended up insisting on these guys being hidden away. I say a lot, but a lot of it was, like, choices made in Unity and, like, stuff we agreed upon. And I'm just very happy where this ended up going. Like, this is just, I don't know, it's very impressive to me. I'm very glad that we made this. It has some flaws. Like, this is supposed to be a sort of cloth, but I couldn't get it down, and, like, the symbol on there is also not great. So there's definitely a bunch of places that could, like, be improved. But overall, like, the result, I'm very happy and very proud of. And, yeah. We used the music from the Clone Wars game, the lobby music, which is a variant of the clone theme. Which is also a choice that I'm very happy with. Of course, there's the welcome map, but we had some issues with that, so that just kind of had to be here. Yeah. For those who might not know, the welcome mat is the spawn area, so you kind of need it here. Unless you can do other stuff that makes it not necessary, but we didn't really end up with that. So that's basically everything when it comes to the trio that was me, Victor, and Floof, and like what we made together. Now, the game I'm in right now, I don't actually remember how I found out about it, although I'm pretty sure it was via one of Mucus British's streams. This is Deathloop. This is one of the craziest climbing challenges that I've ever played and beaten. Here's a picture of me beating it. Hold on, let me actually. Whoa, shit, whoa! There's the picture. Huge like thing for me. I also played this with like I've brought people here a few times to just hang out as well, because up here there's like a hangout spot. But it's like this is one of the biggest climbing challenges for me that I like surpassed and came through and like beat, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Climbing is just so much fun, and I'm so sad that like in a few days it's just I won't be able to no more, you know? That's how I feel about a lot of this. It's crazy because Rec Room is so matters so much to me. I made a Spotify playlist, which I called My Virtual Home, or Old Virtual Home or something, where it's just all the Rec Room music, because this really feels like a place that I can just relax in and just really like be myself in. Which I also like. I'm in a position right now where I have a bunch of wonderful friends in the real world as well, where I can also be myself to the same extent that I can in here. But like, Rec Room was the first place that I actually got to do that. And that was such a wonderful feeling. And just like the Swedish guys and Mucus British and my cousin were all in on that and really just helped me with the whole experience. And like just made this whole thing incredibly wonderful. Like this simple little silly game where like a lot of it is user made, of course, but like there's just, it has so much charm. And I have my critiques. I wish they'd stuck to like the college theme and all that. Like I really love that theme. Fuck, man. It made it so immersive, and it really made like a sense of community to it. And it was so cool. Like when they started kind of losing track of that and making stuff like Rec Rally. I love Rec Rally so much, and I really wish they'd done more with it. But it didn't really make sense, like in the college sort of aesthetic. But then again, we have laser tag, and while it made like, so maybe there's just a rally course nearby that you can go to, and that still, but like Showdown, I think it's called. They weren't still like, you could make them fit, you could tie them in, but I feel like Rec Room didn't really tie in their newer originals with the like universe that they'd made. Like, what I love about the quests is that they're immersive and they're fun, and you go and you have these incredible adventures, but at the same time they're very obviously theater plays. Let me show you what I mean. Right, so already look
Ready
around.
To start.
You can see that this is like I don't know what they're called, but like a physical education room where like a gym, right, where you can run around and train and stuff, but it's been like remade to have this scene and have all these like props, and then you can see the strings and the lights. And the actual game is like that too. I know this is very aimed towards people who don't know Rec Room, but I want this to be like shown to everyone. And also to the people I know who haven't played Rec Room. So this is little setup room. This is where you grab your weapons. Oh, I have a skin on my shield. That's why it looks like that. And then you enter the door to go to the first level. And then if you look around, you can see there's still these like walls. You can still clearly tell that this is intended to be like a gymnasium. If you look at the enemies, they're very much cardboard. Like they're very clearly handmade. If you look at how they get summoned, look, they come down with strings. And you can hear the strings as well. And it's just, it really is wonderful. Something I really love about this game too is the fighting mechanics. Like, I know it's very simple, that it's just swing, swing, but it's very satisfying. It's so satisfying. I don't have sounds off. I'll turn on music because we aren't getting a lot of the soundtrack right now. It might sound odd because of editing, but that's how it's gonna be. So these guys, they shoot fireballs. Obviously, that's more gameplay-wise than it is theater, right? But still, like, it's not too out of it, I feel like. Like, it still adds to the setting, and some of it is probably also some sort of imagination, right? Some of it is probably a part of the college students' imagination. I love going in here and just going all out, like crouching down and then hoping. That's something I've done to like blow off steam and relax a bit and stuff. Is just go in here and then swing. Swat, swat. I know Victor hasn't always been the biggest Quest player. He really likes paintball and that kind of game. And this is fine. I don't mind ending here. I died. You can't see that. But we also need to move on. So yeah, that's the gist of Golden Trophy, right? Now, I want to show Crescendo as well, because Crescendo is the same thing, but like we're taking liberties there. Like, but it still has its charms. Like you can still tell that Crescendo has this like world, but a lot of it is still like it's impossible, right? Like you couldn't make this, but still they try to keep this college aesthetic, and I'll just show you what I mean. So again, lobby, same sort of
ready to start
concept, right? And we have these cardboard cutouts and stuff. Let's see where it goes. So this one is different, right? Crescendo of the Blood Moon. You start in here, and instead of you really being a hero, your town is burning down. As you can tell, this is a bit different when it comes to setting-wise than Golden Trophy. And we got skeletons, but still, trees, cardboard, like a bunch of the stuff here. There's the like gym windows and the roof and the other gym windows. Like you can still, this is still set up to be in a gym hall sort of thing. These guys, they have health bars instead of just being one shot, which makes them a little different compared to the others. And I need to watch my weapon's durability. You can also block these. I need to make sure to get some more weapons before I... There! That's a checkpoint. That means... Well, it's not a checkpoint, but it means that everyone needs to be gathered, so one doesn't just run in. And then wood houses and... guy falling down. Stuff like this. I don't have time to show you all of Crescendo, But it's so cool. You go to a castle and like, there we go. It's incredible. You can see the tone is very different, but it still keeps this theme, and that's just amazing. And I wish they'd kept this theme for a bunch of other, like, a bunch of the other things they did, and it's just, they didn't. And I wish they'd made more quests. Like, when I started playing, this was out. And throughout all these years, no other quest came out. And it's a shame, honestly, because this is one of my favorite things to do. And it introduced so many new gimmicks and stuff, and it was just, it's always been a blast, man. There's this game called Dork Reactor. It's like a nuclear reactor simulator. What you need to do is you need to keep the reactor up. Okay, you need to keep the reactor going and make sure that it doesn't melt down and stuff and explode. I used that for one of my exams in school, which was kind of fun because that meant that we got headsets for the teacher and stuff, and they joined me, and it was wild, but also a lot of fun and crazy too. This looks very ominous, I know, but it's supposed to be like that. This is the biggest room that I've ever made, and the best room, I think, that I've ever made. Mainly because of this first room, but also this is a project that every one of my VR friends was involved in some capacity. And this first room in particular is something that I went back to. This was the first thing we made, and then I went back and then I changed a few things. When we had finished this room, I found this to be very lackluster compared to what skills we had gotten along the way. And so I remade this a weekend I was sick, and I experimented a bunch with terrain, and therefore I think that this ended up being the prettiest of all the rooms, despite being the first one. So I think I'm just gonna go forward now and let you see what it is. I know I hyped that up a lot, but honestly, I'm still so proud of what this is. Before, this was a flat. This was all flat. There were trees, but they were not looking like this. They were more detailed, but not in a pretty way, which actually made them a little ugly because they were made of tubes. And they looked messy. So these more simple trees did a bunch for all of it. In general, I'll show you a picture of what it looked like before, but this is just such an improvement, and I love the hill that we got here up to the actual castle. This just feels so much more like a place. We had it that instead of you could just go down in the water and stand there and then climb up, you actually, like, if you fall in the water, you splash and then respawn, like this. Hold on, let me grab you. Let me show you. This is definitely my proudest work. The castle is called Valdeborg, or Veldebo, because it's Danish inspired name and my name mixed together. I know, but I don't know. I don't know where the king theme came from, but at some point I just really wanted to have this king theme, and well, I figured that you couldn't really have a king theme without having a castle. So we started making one, and Floof designed those banners and the windows and the door, but I made like the rest, and I also made the permanent, like the physical bricks instead of just using the brick texture, as you can see here. This does not scale. Like, when we go inside, it's gonna be so much bigger than it is out here, which makes no sense, I know. And it's also, as said earlier, gonna be uglier due to due to this being my finest work. So, just look at this, man. I'm really proud of this, despite being pretty basic. probably. I'm just still super happy with it. Waterfall. Waterfall. So let's hop my streamer cam into POV and then let's see. We got, I think his name is I think I named him Mike or something to reference the roleplay. And then we got guard 2. This was the guard uniform, one of them at least. Which is just stuff from like Golden Trophy. Now, as you can already see here, this is the brick texture that was first used for the outside. Very different. Tables are already, you can see we, if you thought this was medieval, you're wrong. It's supposed to be sort of medieval, like the building is supposed to be medieval-esque, but then like the furniture is modern and stuff. So we made a lot of beanbags and stuff. I don't know, I wanted it to be like a modern castle without really knowing what that entailed. Victor made this newspaper, which was pretty nice. Pretty nice. Then we got a ladder, very basic ladder. Pretty basic shapes, nothing crazy. Carpet, and then another newspaper, more beanbags. What you need to know is all the towers are identical, as well as the hallways. Like, they all lead to a guest room. I was in the middle of fixing that room, actually. The castle walls to make them prettier and match this door and stuff, because this door is way prettier than the one on the outside, so just like fixing that. This is the guest room. This is also like already an improvement from the other room, with like bookshelves and with the tower windows that you can't look out of, unfortunately, but would have been cool. Honestly, I probably could have added that if I was able to go back to this. Closets. Some chocolate. You know, the hotel chocolate. The F is for floof. And then we got the bathroom, where we had bathroom stuff, towels, shower, and do or do not. There is no try. The, you know, Star Wars reference. I don't know if you guys have figured out that I kind of like Star Wars. So yeah, there's nothing much to this room other than just being a guest room. A lot of the points here was that we wanted this to be a place you could roleplay, and therefore there isn't much function here other than being a place to roleplay. This is the outside. As you can see, this is so much bigger than the outside on the other side of that wall is. We did all of this with like whiteboards where we would design it and then we would assign who did what, and then we'd do it. Victor stood for the plants here. He was doing a building class with Yuno, so he made the trees, and I think Yuno made the trees and then Victor made the flowers. I got some nature here. I think Floof made that. Then we have I originally used the actual rec room leaves here, but we decided to make our own. And the reason why all of this is here is because we got some costumes that you can equip, and then some bows, crossbows, and some swords and shields, which are not actually objects. Oh. So you need to actually like these are mainly roleplay. Like, these guys had, unlike the ones in my room, they don't actually do anything. So, again, very much roleplay focused, where you just go over to these guys and then swing, swing, baff. That kind of thing. Benches here and there. They could have been prettier, lol. Now, of course, the shooting range here, which is also pretty nice. Oh. Ah, damn. Guys, I haven't played in a while, okay? There we go. Ah. Damn. So there's the bottles that you can hit, and there's the actual targets. Target plate thingies. Come on, get that bottle. Man, I'm so rusty. So yeah, then we enter in here. Now the tower is where all the main things happen. They introduced the mirror here as where you could just place it, so we placed one because we thought it would be cool. First of all, here's the reception. We got 2 of our receptionists, a Minecraft trapdoor, Minecraft reference, of course, a little waiting room. And then here we have like a planning place where you would sit and you would point and be like, oh, what should we do about these things? And this is very much inspired by the old castle outside, where you had very flat stuff with a very straight path and some trees here and there, and that was kind of it. And then we have an elevator. But before we get to the elevator, we're gonna go downstairs. Now, this is one of the better rooms, as you can see by the bricks being actual physical bricks instead of a texture. And this is supposed to be like, if you got into the dungeon, man, you're in deep shit. We had a guy here who was shaking here and be like, oh, let me out, let me out. And then we got Jimmy here, the YouTuber, who was like, I am doing a challenge in this cell for 100 days. And when I had people down here, it was be like, yeah, he's been here for more than 100 days already. Jokes like that. And then this one you can actually open with a key, which is in here. Now, the lore here is that this is Rabbit's dungeon, so he's kind of in charge. And then this is like guard armor for to be besides Viggo, weapons, and the keys. 2 different keys. I think it's because we asked both hello? Okay. Victor and Floof to make a key each, so they did. And both of them are pretty basic, but they do their job. And only then, here, now, is when we figured out the pivot thing. So the elevator that I showed you ages ago could be fixed. You see how it rotates around that instead of whatever the heck the elevator was doing? Yeah, this is where we figured it out. There's a bucket, the bowl, and a bed. Triple B. And then, yeah. So that's the dungeon. Now, this is the elevator. It's pretty simple. There's buttons 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which are, the different floors. Now, 1 is the reception of the tower that we've already been to. 2 is the dining hall. 3 is the throne room, and then 4 is the attic. I would probably have made like a shaft up here that was for the attic, and then changed a few things now. But it's it's a little too late, and I don't know. There's a lot of things that change now, but I don't want to now, you know, because a lot of it is like, now it is what it is, and this is what I made. And I'm very proud of a lot of it, despite wanting to change, like, a bunch of it. This is some of the pictures that was taken in the elevator. Whoop, sorry about that. We have one of, that's Juno, in a costume he made. Very close and uncomfortable to George. I think Floof is in the background. Then we got me, Ducky, another friend of mine. He was in the start of my why I like cars so much. We got Viggo. That video, we'll get to that. Me, Viggo again. He changes outfits a lot, so you'll have to take my word for who is Viggo. This is me, and then Viggo and another friend. Then we got me and Victor, as you can see by the person who took the picture. And then me and George, and I don't know who that is, and that's one of a friend we spoke to at a time. And down there's a little dancing Floof with a little hover bike. Cyber Fox. Yeah. Just as a little reference, and of course the F, because Floof did a lot of the designing stuff, so I was like, yeah, I was fine with there being a few Fs around, because Floof did a lot. Floof really did a bunch. But let's check out the dining place, shall we? Next up, this is the dining hall thingy. It's very basic. The tables are very square and very, like, basic looking. A lot of the focus is definitely on like the main 5 eating place where we got Ducky, Victor, me, Floof, and Mook is British, who all has their respective places where they eat and sit. And yeah, this place is very basic. There's a lot of like, it's not very detailed. There is a kitchen area, but it's not much better. I mean, there's a counter and some drinks, and then chef and a guy ordering the chef to make some meat, and stove, fridge and freezer, and then like this stuff. I wasn't really a kitchen expert, to say the least. There wasn't much stuff, so yeah, it's just kind of here, you know. I would have loved to make this more detailed, maybe redesign some of it, but alas, no time for that. Yeah, the time period is odd. Right now we're still on Castle, modernized, with like all this plating and like the elevator and stuff. The timing is, you know, it's an old castle being built in modern times, or so it seemed so far. The throne room is a funky one. It's a funky one. When you first enter the throne room, you're welcomed by a rug calling you a lad, and you look up to see lightsabers. What can I say? We love Star Wars. On the left, we have a mural of the friend group. We have here Mook is British, Floof, me, Victor, Ducky, and then at the top there we got Vico. And this is really like, I don't know, it's always been, it was these people for a very long time. That was like the people that I hung out with and stuff, and it's just, it means a lot. And that's also why that when we follow along here, we have Mook, Ducky, Rapid, Victor, Floof, and Vald, which is me. And then we have the throne. And I know it's like a detail that makes so much sense, but like the window, the shape of the window actually being the window on the outside, stuff like that, it just, I love it. It's great because it makes it all come together and like fit together, and I love it. So, what we have is we also have this place that wants you to stand here with a with a very noticeable crack in the middle. Yeah, this is a trapdoor, and I think everyone with like any sort of sense can figure out that this is a trapdoor. Floof, Fox, and me with my crown, and then the throne and two guards. The lightsabers was really just because that, like, I don't know, lightsabers are cool. I like lightsabers. There's also a place over there, that sword thing, that's for getting lightsabers. There's a room for it. I don't want to take us there. It's nothing special. There's just a few of our own designed lightsabers. Yeah, if you press this, there's a button in the side here that opens it up. And you can fall down here, and it won't actually take you anywhere, but it will give you two options: to take you to the dungeon, as we saw earlier, and to take you back up. And we're gonna just go back up. Oh, it doesn't bring the camera. There you go. Sorry about that. And then the other button, I can't really show it because it's music and it's copyrighted, but it's by Sigurd Barrett, a Danish children storybook writer and also musician, who wrote a song about a king called King Valdemar. And since Valdemar is my name, it's fitting and it's funny and it's silly, but I like it being here. There is actually, I do want to go into detail about the attic, because I did put a lot of thought into it. So despite my embarrassment about my previous accent and some of the things that I decided to put in here, I was thinking that we should take a look at the things that are in here. So, to start off, let's go look at the time machine. Because yes, there's a DeLorean here, and the DeLorean is here for a reason. Now let's see if previous Valdemar Vald will explain it to us.
Ooh, this is a good one. I found this once out in a cave. It looked pretty cool and I took a drive in it, and when I hit 88 miles per hour, something incredible happened. I went back in time. Soon I realized the potential of this thing, and I used this to get around and collect different artifacts, and now I'm here.
Right. So the lore that I made for this place is that all of the things that are gathered here are some special items that I got via time travel and dimensional stuff. Via the DeLorean, as some of it. I really don't know why. I think it was to like make the lightsabers make sense. I don't know. Let's take a look from the beginning though. So first off, we have Cap's shield. I was a pretty big Marvel fan, and I think I thought that having his broken shield here would be a cool artifact. What else? Then there's this suit of armor. I did make a log, so I think we should hear it.
I found a lot of old parts out in the desert a few years ago. I decided to assemble them, and now I have this pretty cool suit. I haven't tried it on though. It's a bit too clunky for me.
Yes. That sure was an explanation, wasn't it? Okay, so it's left out in the desert. I know there's probably some lore that since then that means that it wasn't left out in that desert anymore. But you know, it's here now for some reason. I'll bring the flint and steel later. Vigo made a picture here. Secret picture of Vigo. Vigo mention. Absolute peak. We also have a Vigo mention over here. Wonderful. Oh, this. Yes. Just a recording of.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
So we just kind of got that chillin' there. Some robot legs that Floof made. Star Destroyer. Do you Sounds the alarm when you touch it. We also have the Death Star over here. When you touch that, it floats up. And comes back down. We also have a Floof bike over here, and some Floof characters that move around sometimes to get you like a whoop, what's happening sort of thing. This, it's a Captain Rex suit. So when I put it on, I touch it, I put it on. Whoa, I'm Captain Rex, holy shit. Then I can press this to take it off again. Another Floof character, I think. Where's the trigger? I think the trigger might be back here, actually. You just gotta get up real close and personal, and then you switch what leg you're chilling on there. Okay. Cool. R2-D2 back here.
A weird robot I found on a sand planet. Looks pretty cool, so I brought it home, but I'm not sure it can turn on.
Yeah. I think my thought process with that was like far in the future. Thor's hammer behind here. Ooh, lightsaber. Turning on. Going right through this one and putting it on fire. Oh boy. Holocron. Do I say anything about the holocron?
Some old artifact I found a long time ago. It's apparently from a more civilized age, but I haven't been able to open it.
That's hilarious. I forgot I made that reference there. And of course, the Millennium Falcon, which when you touch it, it flies around. And it's gonna, whoa, zoom right past. I don't think I can make it before it comes back. Yeah, there it comes. Whoa. Then it does the flip that isn't a flip, but it flips, but it's not like... It is a flip. It just kind of pivots midair. And we got some broken holotars down here. With the roleplay characters. So that's fun. Let's open that nether portal, shall we? Here we have Flint and Steel. You hit the border. Skadoosh!
An odd portal Victor
Oh.
decided to build up here. I don't know what it does, but there might be a way to turn it on.
Okay, skadoosh.
An odd portal
Skadoosh.
Victor decided to build.
Skadoosh. There it is. Yay! I missed so bad there. So, without further ado, let's check out what's beyond the portal, shall we? This here is inspired by a certain franchise, like a lot of things. Yeah. These are my friends who help work on it. And, that was my old username. I used to have my username match my age, but I kind of realized that, if I kept updating my usernames, I would forget what age I made certain accounts on, because suddenly I needed to figure out if it was Valdemar's 15 or 14 or stuff like that. So I switched it to 95 because ka-chow. But yeah, here we have all the inventions. A lot of the inventions come from the attic. Like we did a lot of it ourselves. So they show up here on this on the credits, and then they really just get sent here on the to be added here on the list. Then of course the music plays, and yeah. This project as a whole has just been amazing. Like I really loved just the whole thing, and just like working with my friends on it, and we used the whiteboards to like plan out each room. It's really fun. I think we got music now. Yeah. So yeah, it's just really something that we spend a lot of time on and just enjoyed doing so much. It's kind of crazy that I won't be able to come back to this place. Wait, what place was it again? I'm really happy with this logo, honestly. Or I guess let's call it a logo. The curvy V and like the composition of it with the it's very Star Wars, but like, what did you expect at this point? But like the crown up there and the castle being, I don't know, I just feel like this came together very nicely. There's probably like it's not very symmetrical, and like the edges are very uneven and stuff. Like, what do you mean that one over there is super long and then that one is super short? You know, it's not perfect, but it's got charm, and I really like it for that. Right. So now the inventions have been filled out so that you can go over and be like, oh, that Iron Man Mark 1 thing was super cool. Clonk. Open watch. Whoa. Here's the invention. I bought this? That's insane. Here's the invention. That cost like tokens for me to buy. I can't believe I bought that. Then there's a door to get you back to the main like entrance. The classic like and subscribe place. More British me, and then donations of tokens. So let's see what British me have to say, eh? Thank you so much for playing our room. This took months to build. If you decide to donate or cheer the room, we really appreciate it, so thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed it, as we really had fun making this. I always die a little bit when listening to that, but I feel like I was never too happy with what I said in that. Like, there was always something that was missing. Like, I couldn't really express the feelings that I had, so it was just very generic thank you, and I don't know. And then there's the whole accent and British part, but like, I don't know, it's, as said, man, Mook is British. He got to me, and now that I'm away from it, I cannot, like, it's so wild to me that I went away from it too, because I was so in on it, and I was just doing it, and then I stopped doing it because I didn't speak with him much, and it's wild, you know, but it really also, like, shows how the people you interact with, you know, affect what you do and who you are and stuff. Oh my god, hold on, I just realized the 500 has the crown. It's just a silly little detail. In general, I really like how the outline increases with, like, the number. It's a small, silly detail. I don't know. It's fun. So, there's a bit more I want to show you. And I've actually written it down now, so that I'm certain where to go. This is a project that we did after finishing the castle. It was actually mainly a me project. I got a lot of help from Floof, in the sense that Floof helped me make the rusty cars off to the side, which we will take a better look at, as well as Rusty and Dusty, or as us Danish people like to call them, Klink or Clank. This was because as you know, I really like cars. And I wanted to recreate this scene. I really like these guys, and like, their humor is so silly and stupid, and just like, it's cool. So let's take a look around, shall we? It's not a very big room, but of course we got Rusty and Dusty, which Floof mainly helped make. We got the front of Rusty and the smile and the little laughing. I animated the guys. Yeah, so these guys are nice. I love them. They're very silly and just came out very well. We got Fred with his dropping his jaw, which is always just amazing. I love it. He knows my name. He knows my name. That scene, if you've seen it or if you remember. And then we got some Caesar. Then we got some basic, like, stand-in rusty cars back here. Oh my god, you're getting so spoiled. Then we got this guy who is getting some more room so that he can, like, move a bit. As you can, some of the animations on the tires is a little odd, and I figured out what it is. It's about, like, I think it's called a pivot point, where it's basically where the rotation location is, where it, like, sees as the middle and where it rotates around. And that is not, like, I don't think I've told this one here. I didn't know about that for so long. And here, you can kind of see it. There, when it goes out, look, like, you can tell it disconnects to reconnect. And that is an issue that could be solved by, like, editing that. Sorry, that's just something that I learned, and therefore all of my previous animation, like, projects have, like, wow, that makes sense. That's how I should have done that. And again, a lot of this I can't fix anyway now, because, well, I could, but I would rather let it be. And just, this is what we made, and just look back on it and see it instead of trying to fix it now. Because I'm really proud of where we got to. And so, logo, which I made as well. And I, of course, used that to make this bumper ointment thing. Oil can, sort of. Then we got donation wall, which I don't think I ever had Rec Room Plus by making this, so I'm so sorry if you ever donated in here. I don't think I got any of it. But, yeah. And then we got this place. This is, okay, first of all, this is a very basic version of McQueen's trailer, right? Like, You can tell, like, his trailer is very detailed in the movie, and like, this isn't. What I do love though is these, which are obviously supposed to be on the floor, but because we are not cars, we're humans, I wanted to place it up here so that it's more visible and accessible. And I'm just gonna hit this. I cannot tell you, I cannot express enough how much the like tickles my brain. Every time I land, it lands that it's just, it's so good, because like it really gives the effect that this is heavy metal hitting the floor or hitting the top here, and it's wonderful. We're doing it again. Listen to it. Oh, it's so good. It's so wonderful. I really enjoy it. Now, I do actually want to talk about this, because this was also a lot of fun to make. Kind of like trace the actual back of his trailer, which is just it's been a lot of fun to do, and it's kind of like it's kind of like drawing, but you're using your whole hand with this thing, right? Like, this is what I have used to make things. There are other tools, but this pen is what, like, anything I've made with this. And that is just it's so much fun, and it's such a tool that just allows you to just hop in and start making things. And that's so much fun. And it's how I've made this and everything, including Lightning McQueen out there that I have teased a few times now. So let's take a, you have seen him earlier, I know, but still, he's a little different. Let's glitch through the wall here so we can take a better look. So, I never really made a proper Mac, but if I had, I would have placed him here. As you can see, this is very much out of bounds. You're not supposed to be here. But here he is, in his full size as well. I gave him a sadder expression because he does not want to go in here and do his pitch. Just, man, the detail on the side is still, like, I made Lightning McQueen while I was in a boarding school. I brought my Quest 2, and then every time I just felt like it, I would hop on and I would do a bit of work on him. And this is the result of that, and I'm really happy with it. Like, it really is, like, some of my best work. And it's just, like, look at the tires, man. Look at these. Look at that. And then, his shaping, I'm really happy with his shaping. It's so... it's really good. Some of this I'm not like this. I'm not too keen of this. This feels off. It's like too tall and stuff, but I have a lot of critiques for this and a lot of things that I would have tried to do differently. But man, I'm also just at the same time so incredibly happy with it. He is like slightly breathing. I don't know if you can tell. Like, he is going slightly raising up and down. And then from the top, well, semi. I can't really get up there. Then here we have we have some trailers. Of course, Mac isn't there because Mac is over here in the inside the tent. But when you look out, you'll see 84, which is the number of the Apple car in the movie, which isn't reflected on the trailer. It's just a small reference. We needed a fourth car. Then we got Lightning, which, as said, empty spot. Chick Hicks, 86. And then we stop detailing them because this one blocks from them, so you can make out that there are some like colored ones, but like you don't need more than this. And then lastly, number 43, the King, Dinoco. I know that they all probably, especially Dinoco, isn't stationed here, but it's just, you know, to show them off. Also, on the back of the Chick Hicks sign, it says no maidens. I did not remember this, but I found out yesterday and was like, that's hilarious. So yep, no bitches, no maidens for Chick Hicks, which is true. Well, kind of, he gets them, but then loses them when he plays dirty. Then, of course, the Dinoco tent. The Dinoco tent is more reference than actually, like, accurate. Like, I did try and go for some screen accuracy, but I cannot lie and say that this should have been way bigger than, and I'm happy with the size. It's a little small compared to what it's supposed to be, but it works. I like it, and it does what it needs to. I was making the vacation before I went to boarding school. And I actually edited a version of this room for that reason, and I want to show you guys that because I think it's so cool still. Like, I still love what I did with that. So, as you can see, things are a little bit different. We have Fred here, who has just permanently dropped his jaw. He's moving slightly. So is this guy, and this guy is also only moving slightly. They're all standing pretty still. And Rusty and Dusty are not here because this was a room I made to say goodbye to my pals, because I went to boarding school and I did not know how far I would be, how long I'd be gone. So, I had this pose. When I'd go anywhere, I'd do like this, you know, to like a little pose to sign off. And that'll be important in a bit. But right here are some invisible seats, and my friends that are not able to get up here, I would spawn in here. Oh, and you should see this too, actually. In here, there are some pictures with the squad and stuff, and some friends and pictures we've recreated, and just good times that we've had. And what I'd do is that I'd go out, they would sit on the chair, and I would grab this handle over here and press it. And then, would you look at that? So basically I was using this to say, hey guys, I don't know how active I'll be. I don't know how much I'll be able to play this following year. So here's a few things I want to say. I'd then go down and talk to each of them individually and be like, hey, you're super cool, keep doing this, you're awesome for this, move on to the next one, hey, you're super cool, stuff like that, you know, for everyone. And then go up, and then I'd be like, and remember, with a little Rusty's and an insane amount of luck, you too can look like me. Ka-chow. I do that because, you know, it's the place, it's the scene, you have to. And then I would let go, step back, the music would start, and then I'd say something like, yeah, but even if I'll be gone for a whole year, I'll see you guys on Rec Room as soon as it's over. As soon as I get the chance. And then I'd hit this, something like that, right? I'd hit that, I'd do this. And then I hit a secret little switch in there, which results in the truck driving off. Yeah, as you may be able to tell, this wasn't here in the other map. The whole road thing, not there. Which is just kind of like, they were so surprised when I did that, and it was so much fun. Like, they were booing when I was being like sentimental. I still cannot believe that. But yeah, so this is it's just the same house, copy pasted, right? But since it had to turn, and like it's VR, you can see things from a bunch of different angles, I did have to make a very simplified Mac. So we just got a yellow box, and then here he is, simplified Mac. And then the recreation of my pose I did with my old avatar. I changed my hairstyle while I was on boarding school. Okay. This next room is a garage I made. While on boarding school, I decided that it would be fun to just make my dream garage. So first off we have Lightning McQueen poster on the door, of course, which is just the door from the Rusty's tent, copy pasted here, but I feel like it works very well. We got some toolboxes, Rusty's cabinets, and some papers lying about. We got tires. We got both Lightyear tires, but also, of course, the white wall tires that I am so proud of. There's a lot of different me's around here, and that was because at some point I had the thought that, hey, it would be fun to do multiverse things, and for some reason that was to be placed in here. So, don't know why. But yeah, so 95, this time in the style of how he gets after, basically in the last part of the movie. More cabinets, more stuff. White cabinets, storage things. Cardboard box, maybe there's something good in there, maybe not. The, like, classic 95, ka-chow. More paperwork, cardboard boxes. Garage door. Radio. And, like, the lightning bolt he has when he's, like, radiator springs Lightning McQueen. Kind of like with the white wall tires. More papers, more cardboard, and of course, here we have the car, which, as you can see, he doesn't have eyes. Why is that? That is because that I do want a one-to-one Lightning McQueen that just doesn't have eyes, so that I can look out, and then doesn't have a mouth, so there can be license plate or something. I don't know, I feel like no eyes goes together with no mouth. I feel like you can't have one over the other. Right! The thing is, I haven't really been able to show it, because it's underneath, but there's a switch here that lifts him up, which is very lovely. I love that. Because then it's like, oh, his garage, you can actually do things underneath. And I really want to show you guys underneath, because I did make the underneath of him. So, as you can see, we're just gonna go down. We got the exhaust boards here that do go underneath, and then follow up into this place here, where they connect up. And then this is like a bit here, and then we got these who I think connect with the tires, maybe? They don't literally, but like I think they're supposed to. Yeah. So very, very happy about this whole room. Very small, not like the craziest room or most detailed or anything, but it's fun. Lighting in the roof is also like something that I often overlook, but I actually really like how those lamps came out. So yeah, that's the garage that I have made and that I really enjoy. And this one is pretty finished. I don't know what I'd really do differently other than maybe remove all the holotars and just let it be the garage that it is. But yeah. Before I went to boarding school, I did this thing where I made my own room. My home room where I sleep Right, well, I wanted to, and I didn't complete it, but we got really far. And it was so that I could, you know, sit, and if I really wanted to go home, I could hop in here. And this is what it looks like from the outside. I think we should just head on in, because that's where it's best. And first of all, I had a lot of things on my wall that I don't have. This is my plushie. He's called Red. We talked about him. He's great. My beanbag that I still have. That Death Star IKEA lamp, but it's not looking too good. It's really pretty, and like we did really good on it, but it doesn't look perfect. Like there's a lot of flaws with this guy, but that's okay. Yeah, the bed. We got some Danish movie characters, which I think I'm just gonna put if you know, you know. But I really like how I recreated these by making them as Rec Room avatars and taking pictures. It was a lot of fun. My glass like cabinets are so fun. This is Lego house in Billund, Denmark, but like as a Lego model that I have. These are all my model cars. They have infected this bottom row here. They're very much present down here now too. Got a Lego sailboat thing. I also had a bigger ship here. That's been moved to like a cabinet here. And then on the other one, we have a little Star Wars collection here. It's been now it only is like half of the area, and then this half is Lego Sonic. Got small Millennium Falcon in Lego Razor Crest, other TIE Fighter and Slave One Lego sets, as well as R2-D2. Got a speaker up here because down here we got the audio system. So, it's playing Your Mom by Your Nan, because this was just a placeholder. I was gonna make it actually function, but it just plays, I think it's You Can Always Come Home by Toby Fox from Undertale, or Deltarune, and or little wooden emoji guy I got from my grandma. And I made this guy in, school at some point. He holds a Game & Watch, currently, which is fun. Then all of these are just filled with Lego sets. We got, like, this one is a Minecraft chest where I have Lego Minecraft and stuff. And down here I have a bunch of Skylanders and Disney Infinity characters. And then here I have books and comics. This guy, which is like bouncy. Lego London set. Little Lego R2 unit. Another wooden thing I made in school, which has like Spider-Man, transparent Spider-Man on the side, and then he like glows red when I turn it on. Another speaker back here, and of course, the thing that I have not been talking about, the literal UCS Star Destroyer, which is very cool, and I'm very happy with it, both here and also in Lego. It's so very cool. I have a speaker behind this the plaque that plays Imperial March when I have guests, which is fun. And then my curtain, which we made functional. We were gonna make my garden as well if we have time. But look at that. Very, very curtain-esque movements, I'd say. Very happy about that. So, oh yeah, and my clothes cabinet. I have my clothes in here, and this is a drum. This is a drum on its head, and then I have weapons and pickaxes and lightsabers down here. So that's fun. And then this, which looks to be a trash bin, is actually a bin for my dirty clothes. So I throw them down there, and then we pick it up, and then we go out and wash them there. So this is a version of how I lived before. There have been a lot of changes to this room since. There's a bunch of new things, a lot more on the walls, and also just like I don't have this bed anymore. Now it's a bigger one and on the other side of the room and that sort of thing. But like, it's so fun to look back upon and see, and it's just like, man, I'm really glad how far we came with this, and I kind of wish that I could get back to this and like finish it, because at some point I'll be moving out, and just being able to come back and see this would just be incredible, and I'm so sad that I might not get to do that. But you know, it's okay. I hope that I can find a game that can allow me to create the same way that Rec Room does. I say game, but it can also just be like, I don't know, Unity or Blender or something like that, but I don't know, Rec Room has like a charm that just supported wanting to make things because you made things for a very clear reason. I'm not sure I could match that in Blender or in Unity. I hope I can, and I hope that it will, that I'll find this drive again somewhere else, but right now I'm kind of uncertain about it. Welcome to Coral Parkour. I do real quickly want to take a look at this map, both because I want to be able to see it in the video later on. That's the reason for a lot of these routes that I'm picking, is also just to like go back and take a look. So, you spawn on a ship, very simple ship. Let's fly out and see it from the side. It's not the prettiest ship, but it's a ship. And up here we got the like and subscribe stuff, and we also actually added some like boosts, like jump boost and speed boost, and combined, which went from for different token prices. And I am also pretty happy about this. This is fun. The fish going around the title is a lot of fun, and I think we just start here. So we got some clams, which some are open, some are closed. Got some clownfish. I don't know why I'm doing this from the camera. I should really put this follow mode. There we go. So I hope that this is manageable and seeable. Got some coral. Can't have coral parkour without corals. Well, Zad, it didn't do very well, but we talked about this earlier. I don't know why. Maybe it is ass, you know? It's not the most... Oops. It's not the most complex map either. It's kind of basic. But it's pretty cool. And also fun, I'd say. These, I cannot, like, give you why they're here. Like... I don't know what's C about them, or corally, but they're there, I guess. Screen player, press this to skip. Yeah, so, we decided that climbing these corals upside down would be impossible for screen mode players. And so we decided to just make a skip button. And you can cheat if you want. Like, if you don't want to do it... Oops. If you don't want to... What are these? Other types of clam, perhaps? Uh-oh. Or... I don't remember when we made those. But yeah, if you just want to skip that part, you can. Bouncy, like... leaves. I don't know why they're... Maybe they are different corals. I don't know. I don't remember. But I feel like those would just be green. But colors are nice, so I don't know. Now we're starting to mix things up. We got both... clams and clownfish. Whoa, what a deal, man. So yeah, I remember we made this in quarantine. So while there was online school, my cousin and I, you know, we would our breaks was like aligned just differently enough that like I would hop on, work for like 15 minutes, and then I would just put down the headset and turn to my computer because it was online school, right? It was online education. So, that's how we did a lot of this, just like taking turns to get on. And then in the lunch break, like we'd eat lunch, but also like we'd have the time to like talk and be like, okay, what should we do? What do you think about this and stuff? Yeah, it's just really fun, really cool, and just like very awesome to make. And fun! I like parkour and jumping and challenges like that. These aren't actually that broken. That's fun. So yeah, that's my cousin. That's of course me. I've had this avatar for a long time. Wow. Remember, it's free to cheer us, and it helps us out a lot. If you found any bugs, please tell us in the comments. Nice. I don't think I wrote that. I think Yuno wrote that. Pretty good. Donations really helps us when we build. True that. And then a trophy. Hold on, I can grab you now. We agreed that it's always nice when they give like trophies in parkour things, so we decided to do it too, because we thought that that would be nice. And I think we did. I think it was a good idea. I like the general text effect by putting like some black offset behind it. It gives like, it's cool. It gives the text some flair, I think. Miss something? Wanna try with power-ups, speedrun, or just wanna try again? Back to start. I should bring you too. Although I probably, yeah. Lol. So yeah, that's Coral Parkour. This is the room Real Adventure. It is one of the first rooms that I played with Victor, Vigo, and Floof, and it is one of the most fond memories I have. It's a cinema, it's an adventure game where you go through different movies and collect different reels to collect. I think I think it's like they got lost or something and you need to save them, but it's just, it was such a good time, and like I still to this day look back to it with so many fond memories. I don't think there's much else to show in here. I mean, of course we could go through the whole thing, but I don't want to go through the whole thing. So I think I just want to tell you that this room also means a lot to me and is very cool, and I am so grateful for everyone who made something like this in this game. Like, of course, I really appreciate the things that I made and had a lot of fun making, but some of the people on this game have been so talented and made some really interesting and cool things that's just been a pleasure to be a part of and witness and see. And it's just incredible, and it is such a shame that all of it is closing, and it really has been a real adventure, huh? The rec center. So, it's been like this for a long time, but it wasn't like this when I started. When I first started, it was the one from, it's known as the rec center from 2017, I think, but like it was different because there was a lot of focus on like the Rec Room originals, where here it's more like, I don't know, there are Rec Room originals gathered around, but there's not a lot of focus on them. It's just, you know, place to be. So let me show you around a bit and show you the gist of it. We got over here, we got a door to paintball. This thing, yes! Okay, so, this is just like, it's always been here. It's just like a wagon that you can like push around. But there's, it's kind of funny because if you grab it and then push it, you can really just make it really wonky. And you can, oh my god, you can get it on here and then you can just flick it and then just flick. And it's, sorry, it's so much fun. But like, stuff like that is just stuff that's been around for so long, and it's just like, wow. Friendoton! Oh my god, that's a thing? Still a thing. I forgot about this. Send a free gift. Dude, I used to do this so often. Oh my god. There we go. Nice. Didn't know those were still a thing. I honestly thought that. That's insane. We got kitchen area here. I don't remember if it was always a store. I don't think it was. I think there was just stuff here that you could like look at, which there still is, but now it's like potion. You can buy the potions here? Oh my god. And then backpack toys. I've seen these, which are kind of fun, I think. I haven't actually tried them, but yeah, I like the idea of it, but I think it was just, oh right, you can come outside, just like, okay, so you have been able to get outside the rec center for a long time, but it wasn't on purpose. You were able to glitch through the walls, and then if you glitched back in here, you would be in the floor. And I had a character called Floor Pirate, because I did it at some point, and I'd be like, "Yarr, I be stealing ye ankles," and stuff like that. It was fun. A lot of fun. Plunder. I think is the right term. Here's the middle building, man. Or you could be like, welcome to Rec Room, welcome to Rec Room, how can I help you? Stuff like that, it's fun. Cones, confetti guns, pow, pow, pow. Don't know if that's being picked up by the camera, but there was confetti. More cones. Frisbees. Whoosh, whoosh. Oh, that was terrible. Whoosh. There we go. Yeah. Code of conduct. Be nice. Most people were. Buckets. Man, it was always a thing to take these and just like wonk. Put them on heads. There was a point where they it was like removed because I think it was originally a bug, but like oh, let me try that again. But like it was originally a bug, maybe, but it was so iconic that they added it back as like a feature. Hold on, let me try and see if I can get this. There it is. Then it says here the distance. I don't know if you can see that. Now you can. How far away I was. Meters, I assume. Over here is where the real vending machine is. What I mean by that is wham, water machine. Skadoosh, press that, out comes water bottle. And it's been like this for so long. Like, there's icebreakers here, which are fun, and like, do you like waking up early or staying up late? How about both? No, I'm kidding. Some magazines that you can't read, unfortunately. I always hope that you could like open them up just one page and read. Kind of like Job Simulator, I think it is. That would be really fun. Over here is the real basketball court, like, which, well, it's half a basketball court. That's pretty fun. Lockers. Oh, upstairs, yes. Oh, this guy who's also in the dorm room, and posters. It's fun. Dart was removed for so long. Dart was in the original rec center. All those, like from my originals. And then, oh my god, that was ass. And then it was removed. There was table tennis here. Man, there's table tennis here. That was fun. Shame that's not here anymore. Why isn't there table tennis here? Oh well. More icebreakers up here. There was a glitch where if you sat in the chair, you could like glitch out of the chair, but you were still sitting, which mean that you would just fly over, like over this way. Me and Rabbit, aka Vigo, we did that, and we flew all the way into the like mirror room here, and then we just started talking to the people like we were gods because we were flying. Last part is up here. This room, I don't actually know what it's used for right now. Wow, really just nothing. They used to display images from their website, rec.net. When you take pictures in this game, you can share them, and then it would cycle through them, and then you could like cheer them here, or and stuff like that if you wanted to. That was a lot of fun. Shame they removed that. As well as table tennis! What do you mean they removed table tennis? I'm so upset about that. Like, what do you mean? This is a new area. Very new area. It's like, there's some relaxing things, and they did have some things here for like events and stuff. I think they added this at the same time as they added the outside. Good stuff here. Yeah. I don't know, that's the rec center. I don't really know what else there is to show here other than more of the outside, but I don't know how much outside there is to see. But like the rec center has changed a lot, but also remained same. What? Tennis balls. It's a bucket skin. That's fun. Oh! Over here is disc golf. Mini disc golf. That's fun. I don't know. There is one room where I've been rarely, but it's like It's so rec room. There's 2 rooms like that, actually. Let's go there. This is the lounge. If there's one place that has not changed, it's this place. I cannot believe that it hasn't. But like at the same time, it makes sense. Table tennis. This is what made me think of this place. Because there is table tennis. And that is... It's so wild why they didn't just add this in the rec center. I can't do that. I can, I just need to give it a little more power. That's so fun! Why is this not there? Oh my god. Sorry. Yeah. No, so we got couches and like notes that you can write on for different activities, some frisbees, some dice. Some dice? We got dice! You can play role plays in here, man! 19? Wow! Good roll. Radio. Basketball. Stay hydrated. Nice. Coach says. It's fun. Just like Cubs. Hover to draw a card. Hover and wait to grab deck. Whoa! Right, you can just straight up play cards here. It's so fun. Look at this! Sorry. So I grabbed the deck, and then I pressed, and BWAM! You can see all the cards in there. And then a direct door to the rec center. I think it's, like, just supposed to be connected. That's the thing. A lot of this was supposed to be connected, you know? Then a meeting area with, whiteboards. Love whiteboards. Markers. Ooh. There we go. Whoop. Need to fix that. Nice. There we go. Not my best, but VR is difficult, I'd say. So I need to point out I haven't been to the park in so long. So what do you mean there's a store? Basket of tomatoes? The floor is lava makes sense, I guess. Hiker stuff? That's fun, I guess. Yeah, this is the park. I think this is supposed to be the other side of the rec center, which is... We can literally confirm that by looking at the map later, actually. Now there, that's the iconic park building. Let's go there. Let's take the path. There's a fountain here that's cool. Oh, basketball I see out there. I don't know what this down here is supposed to be, because there aren't, like, goals or anything, but it seems like you're supposed to do some sort of sports. There's some leaderboards, it seems, which is weird. Okay, yeah, this is the park building, I guess. Nothing much happens there. Pre-game. Rec room, invite only. Huh. I didn't actually know that you might be able to play things here. I don't know if you have been able to play things here. To be honest, I haven't been here for so long. And rarely in a public instance as well. Oh, that's what those are. I thought those were like borders or edges. But no, they're balls. So you can just straight up have a full basketball game here. That's fun. Look. Bonk, bonk. I don't actually know where my swoosh, and then I miss. But you know. That's cool. I like this aesthetic. I like the whole college theme, and I think it's very nice. And it gives like a sense of world building, you know? It's like this place really just like is a college dorm thing. There's a thing in the distance over there, and I don't know what it is, but it's huge, man. What is that? This is a tower thing. Hold on, I think the left building is like gymnasium for dodgeball and or quests. But what is that tower? Anyway, this down here is definitely a theater scene of sorts. I can't go on here either. It's frustrating. There was also a leaderboard there that had some sort of joining mechanism, so maybe that's something to do with it? What's that? Campfire? Huh. you don't move too fast in the park, so it's not always exploration out here has been very welcoming. But yo, what? A little campsite with marshmallows. Look. You grab them. I don't think they get roasted in here, but like it's just wow. It's a nice thought. I dropped that in there, yeah. What? There's a secret behind the waterfall? Whoa, meat? Why is there just meat here? This is just a piece of meat. Okay. I'll grab the meat. Okay. That's so weird. Why is there meat here? That's so wild as well. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Look at that, dude. It's nice. If there's anything left to be found, I think it would be down here, but then I think that's like everywhere you can go. Looking pretty empty down here. That's a shame. Well, what a place, man. What a world. It's nice. Right, let's take a look here. Well, it does look like it, doesn't it? The exit there, perhaps? Dorms up there. Welcome center, that's the... Oh, wait, okay, hold on. So the welcome center is connected to the park. Which is connected to the TV studio? Is that what we saw? It's funny because the building still, I'd say, looks more like the rec center than it does the welcome center, but oh well. That's fair enough, I guess. The Frontier Island from Disc Golf. Okay. In general, as said, the college aesthetic is something that I really enjoyed and just wish that held on to. I guess that's kind of it. I mean, there are still things I want to do on here, but I'm not sure that they'll be for this video. I think I've told about most of what I wanted to tell about. What I'm referring to is that I still want to play some more paintball, and I want to play some more quests, beat some more guys, and see some more rooms with the friends that I've made on here before it officially closes. And I'll get time for that. We've planned that before the day before the last day we hop on and we play as much as we can. And that's gonna be great. It's just ending this video is weird because I don't feel like I have any more stories to tell. And I probably do, and there's probably some I've forgotten, and I'm probably gonna think about those and regret that I didn't tell them. But that's okay. Because this video is the best that I was able to make it. And if you're here right now, I appreciate that immensely, because I am so glad that you have been wanting to listen to all of this, all of my stories, and see what I call my virtual home on Spotify. I made a playlist. Yeah, I might put some pictures up here in the end to show this place, what I've enjoyed so much, and yeah, show you some of these moments that I've told you about, and just yeah, see it. I am having a hard time ending this because I am having a hard time saying goodbye to all of it. But I thank you for being here, for watching all of this, and for listening. I'll see you wherever this goes, whether it's one last really quick Rec Room video that's probably out before this, or whether it's something completely different. I don't know, but I am excited to find out. And maybe you'll be there, and I'll say hi. Or maybe it's something else completely, and it won't interest you, or it won't interest me. But either way, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.